Welcome back to Johnny's Scramble Drill, week 13. I'm stuck in joining me as he does each and every week, none other than Johnny Manziel. We go through three of the marquee games on each Saturday slate. Johnny shares who he likes and gives some quick thoughts. Let's start with the big noon kickoff, big one in the Big Ten, big one for college football playoff implications. We're going to Columbus, where Ohio State will host undefeated Indiana coming off of a bye. Ohio State double-digit favorite here. Johnny, who do you like?
I'm going to take Indiana. I think you have to believe in them with what they've done offensively this year, coming off a bye week. I think they're going to be able to have some scheme and have some plays and have some, game plan to be able to go into this game and keep this thing, under the number. I think, whenever you get a bye week, whenever you're preparing against a team like Ohio State, you have to have some wrinkles up your sleeve and you have to go out and try and catch them off guard and know, what coverages they're going to be running, what they're going to get into on certain situations. You're going to have some scheme to be able to come up with some big plays in this game to keep it close. I would think, Indiana has a chance to win this game, but they're going to have to play their best brand and best level of football.
Yeah, I'm with you on Indiana. And I think the injuries to the Ohio State offensive line, now losing their center this week to an Achilles injury, you got to shift more guys around. They already lost their left tackle earlier this season. I think they might struggle to run the ball as a result. That Indiana defensive line, very underrated. I love this Indiana staff. 2 weeks to prepare. I think the Hoosiers keep this close. Yes, they haven't played anybody. Their schedule's been very weak, but look at what they've done to those teams. You can adjust for opponent. They have, for the most part, blown out everybody. Look at Nebraska as a similar data point. Ohio State arguably should have lost to Nebraska at home. Indiana beat Nebraska 56-7. I think this team is legit. I think this game will be close. All right, let's head out west for a game with major Big 12 implications, and as a result, college football playoff. Arizona State will host BYU. Arizona State went to Manhattan, pulled off the upset over Kansas State, while BYU suffered its first loss of the season. Arizona State, as we speak, sitting around a 3.5 point favorite here. Johnny, does BYU bounce back, or does Arizona State keep it rolling under Kenny Dillingham?
I like Arizona State. I think these are the trend of two teams, going in different directions. I think if you look at BYU, they're headed on a downward trend a little bit, and if you look at Arizona State and the way they've played the last couple of weeks, I think they're a little bit on an upward trend. So I think this is one of those games that, obviously with the number sitting at 3, it'll probably be a bouncing back and forth kind of game for the most part. But I like Arizona State to prevail and get this win.
Yeah, the BYU run defense could be an issue. Sam Levitt and his legs, and then obviously Scadaboo might be able to do some damage here. And I think that just Arizona State's going to have much more manageable third downs throughout the game, enabling them to have more sustained drives, whereas BYU is probably going to have to convert some longer third downs. And I think ultimately that will be the difference.
I think Arizona State's going to have to come out and start fast again too. Last week they kind of get out early and start, and that's a good thing for them to be able to do
And then you can just
to
lean on
get
the
there.
run game after
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
All right, let's go to Yankee Stadium, where it's pretty amazing. We have two undefeated teams in week 13 coming off byes that are catching double digits. Army, as we speak, 14.5 point underdog against Notre Dame. Notre Dame took care of a previously undefeated Service Academy earlier this year in Navy. Johnny, can Army have a better result here?
I took Navy earlier in the season in that game, and I think this is probably going to be a lot of the same. I think Notre Dame still has a really good football club, and when they get, you know, um, when they get their team going and they get rolling, they're pretty solid. They're close to, getting into this college football race. I think they're playing for a lot right now, and I think they're going to come out and absolutely be dominant on Saturday.
All right, that'll do it, Johnny. 2-1 last week. This week, you like Arizona State, Notre Dame, and Indiana. For what it's worth, I think Army's gonna cover. So that's the one we'll go head to head on. Good luck with all of your bets, and I'll see you next week for the week 14 scramble drill. Crazy season is flying by.
Flying by.